Whether or not we like it, life is characterized by challenges and problems that show up in our day-to-day lives. And it's incumbent upon us to face these challenges with as rational of a mind as we can and limit how much stress we feel with these problems that arise. Now, that's a mouthful and is way easier to talk about when I'm sitting here in the comfort of my home, in my warm home, and I've finished up most of my responsibilities for the day, versus when I'm actually faced with these emotional responses because of challenges that come up in my day-to-day. So something that came up earlier today, I was getting out of my car, and I drive a lot for my job, like a lot. And I have this habit of feeling like going over to each of my tires and poking the side of the tire to make sure that the air pressure is still sufficient, right? That I'm not running low on tire pressure, because that, for obvious reasons, I do not want to get a flat tire, especially the type of job that I have. I have to be places on short notice. And so that can be really a big issue if I have a leak that starts the night before, let's say, and I failed to notice that leak and address it by either getting the hole patched, getting a new tire, hopefully not needing to do that, or just filling it up with more air. And as the weather gets colder, right, the tire pressure just naturally changes as the air temperature changes as well. So I felt this earlier today, this frustration mounting as I poked the side of my tire, and of course my back right tire felt a little bit low. So not the most fun, but I was able to catch myself. I had that quick feeling of just oh shoot, this sucks. And then I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to go to the gas station. There's a Chevron really close to me, and I'm going to fill it up with air later, and I'm going to monitor that same back right tire in the future. And if it continues to chronically get low, at least quickly, that tells me that I need to take it to a shop and get it looked at. Now, who cares? You're probably watching this video and you really don't care about that process, and that's an overshare. But I'm sharing it with you because this has been something I've worked on, because I naturally am weak in this. I can be an emotional person where when something like this happens, it ruins my day. Let's say I drove back home and I noticed that I had a flat tire, right? If I allowed it to, I could let that ruin my day. Or I can learn from these problems that arise and try to be proactive instead of reactive, right? With filling my tires and making sure that they feel like they're full. And also, when there is a problem, instead of dwelling in the fact oh, this sucks, now I have to do one more thing, it's added to my schedule, and this is an inconvenience. Yes, all these things are true, but at the end of the day, you don't want to lie to yourself, right? And pretend like everything's fine and just be a robot that goes on and beep, boop, bop, solves all these problems. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you to be more like that, because chances are you feel the back of that tire, and then after that, you feel like crap because now you have to do something more. So the first step, as with everything, is recognition. Do you, when you're faced with obstacles or problems or challenges, do you have a bad attitude about that? Or do you stop and think, how can I tackle this problem, this challenge, or this obstacle that is set before me? Because these two different ways of dealing with problems. Well, we're all going to have to deal with problems, and we're going to have to deal with a lot of them in our lives. So you're going to spend a lot of your life feeling frustrated, upset, angry. If this is your default on how you react and respond to problems, and you don't do something to become better at not responding like that. Because again, problems are, whether we like it or not, they make up a large portion of our day. And these challenges need to be addressed and solved to move on. And that period where you're not facing all these challenges is a period where you can relax and where you can just continue to plan. And you can reflect, like I'm encouraging you to do in this video. Well, the last big problem that I faced, did I face it in a way that was constructive and I didn't stress out too much about it? Or did I let it ruin my entire day, or even worse, my entire week? So for sake of not droning on, I'm going to end the video here. I hope this video was helpful, informative. If it was, please like, comment below for what you thought of this video, and also comment future video topics. And do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, as I would appreciate that greatly. Thanks again. Talk soon. Peace.